The best and the most common style of play among the top players is all around. All the top players knows how to defend, how to attack, how to generate spin and how to neutralize the spin of the ball. But there are also some different style of plays that you can take and you can succeed into a certain level of play. What I'm talking about is the short pips, long pips, no sponge, and even with the sponge that some players are trying and are playing, and even in world-class level, and especially in the women's side, they are succeeding, they are having great results. So today we're gonna talk about that style of play. And I prepare some exercise with my PongBot to show you how to block with short pips, long pips, no sponge, with the sponge, and even with the regular rubber. I have a few different types of sets here that I prepare for you and to try to show you alive, no editing, so how to block with those types of equipment. So I have a set with a Hurricane rubber, Hurricane 3 with the Fortino blade from T-Bar. So I have also another set which is a butterfly blade with a Razanter, and this is Razanter Andro, I think it's R42, I think that's the one. And in the backhand side, or in the pip side, I have the Butterfly Ilius. This is another set we're gonna try to block, and I'm gonna show you how to do and how to have a good block to understand how it works, the equipment. So the another set, maybe 4 sets are too much, I don't know. So I have a T-Bar rubber, which is Nimbus. It's very soft rubber. This is Nimbus Sound, a Max sponge. And I have the other side, which is the red one, which is a Zaxion Viga Europe. It's another different rubber, but also very soft as well. And this is a Calderano blade, very famous nowadays. So the last set, and this is very unique. It's a very unique style of play that I have a request for one of my subscribers from Malaysia. His name is Saurabh. I don't know how to pronounce the whole name, but it's gonna be Saurabh. So this is a very unique style of play, and he requests me to do a PongBot lesson and set some drills for him to practice with this type of equipment. I can say it's a long pips. I would say it's a medium pips, what I see here. Okay, but it works the same way. So any kind of paddle, any kind of equipment, you can have a slightly difference how to block the ball. What I'm going to do is set my robot, my PongBot, because I don't have a practice partner, and I'm going to try to block and show you my concept of blocking balls with this kind of equipment. So I'm gonna focus more on the pips, but I'm gonna show you every single one of them. So you understand, if you understand the spin, when the opponent attacks in general is a top spin ball. The ball is coming very heavy top spin in general. What I'm going to do is try to block the ball right off the bounce. Let's consider the attack on a very fast ball. And the ball is coming straight. And what I'm going to do is change the direction of my motion to any direction. I can change the direction to the left, I can change the direction to the right, I can change direction up, and I can change direction down. And we'll see how it goes. Let me see if I can do this, and I can show you also in slow motion. Let's go. Starting the robot, and the ball is going towards my backhand very fast. Count down, 3, 2, 1. I'm shifting to the left. Oops. Okay, you probably saw I was doing a little shifting to the left, like this way. So when the ball is coming top spin towards me, I'm shifting to my left and I'm absorbing the power of the ball, but also I'm returning the ball with less spin towards my opponent and a little bit left spin towards my opponent. If he cannot read very well, he's going to get confused and he's not going to hit a good shot. Anyway, because the ball has no energy, he's going to have to generate a lot of spin to attack again. Now we're gonna try to show the same and shifting to the right. I use that kind of shifting. It's harder to shift that way, but I'm going to do, and you have to do as well if you want to change the direction of the ball. The ball is coming from the backhand opponent. Of course, I'm talking about the righty player. The ball is coming from the backhand side. I'm going to change direction to down the line. If I do that, shifting my way to the right, I can return the ball down the line. It's not easy, but you can do it, and in general, that's how we shift to change the direction of the ball. Let's try it again with a different shift. 2, 1. Of course, I can block anywhere. Okay, after a while warming up, you can block, oops, I can block anywhere. I can block there, center, more towards the backhand, more down the line. Oops, that I missed. You saw that I can block shifting to the left, shifting to the right, which is very common, okay? But also I can block up. Okay, remember, I'm blocking upward. If I'm sideways, the pedal is going to be upwards, totally a kind of vertical, straight up and down. That's a little bit angled here and there according to how much spin has the ball. But in general, straight up and down, and my motion is going to be totally upward. So I'm gonna try to block, and this is one of the easiest one, but also is easier to your opponent. Starting again, 3, 2, 1, count down. Of course, I have to lift my body as well. Whoops. Very good. This is the easiest one, I think. Okay. You notice, stopped. You notice the motion upward. So that's how you have to do. Straight up and down, a little bit adjusting the angle. Every single shot is different, but it's more upward the motion. This is a third way of blocking. We showed you to the left, very easy. We showed you to the right, this is harder. And we showed you as well upward. So 3 different ways of blocking with the long pips, no sponge, but also with any type of equipment. Just the result will gonna be different in the ball towards your opponent. This is the hardest one, but also the hardest one to your opponent. Okay, the toughest one, we're gonna be down. Okay, that's very, very confusing and very hard to block. But also, again, we're gonna be harder for your opponent. If you can master this kind of block, which people call chop block, okay? We've been doing that for 30 years and they never called chop block. Anyway, let's go. Now we're gonna try down. It's the hardest one. Open. Good. Very good. Good. Almost. Good. Oops. Okay. This is the toughest one, and of course I'm not a specialist in this kind of style play. I'm not a specialist in any style play anymore. I stopped playing like 25 years ago, my last tournament 25 years ago as a player in Brazil. I never played any tournaments in the United States where I'm living since 2015. So anyway, again, you can shift to your left block, you can shift to your right, you can go up, you can go down for any direction. For any single direction you can do a block with the short or long pips, okay, on your backhand side. There are a few players playing like that, like as Rija Akula from India, Manika Batra. So we have Luka Mendelovic, okay, I think it's from Luxembourg, if I'm not mistaken, and they are creating a lot of problems for all the opponents are playing. India, the women's team almost beat China, and after that China had to do reset all the training to beat India again because it was a big threat. Anyway, What did you see in common in all of the shots I did? It was the timing. To block effectively, you gotta hit the ball right off the bounce. If the attack is closer to the net, you have to reach, you're gonna be very tough for you. But right off the bounce is the only thing we have in common between all of those shots. So try to hit the ball off the bounce. Right off the bounce is easier to block. And that's where you can absorb easier the opponent's power. Why right off the bounce? Because it's a clear point of the trajectory. The ball always bounces on the table. It's a pretty clear height. If you let it rise, you might miss the ball because you never know how much catapult you're gonna be in the ball. So these are the easiest way to block this kind of ball. So let me quickly show you. I don't want to have a very long video because I'm not doing any editing this time. And you forgive me if my words are not the best. English is, of course, is not my first language. I keep saying that, reinforcing. But I'm gonna try to block with different equipment. This is for Sarab, okay? And then my PongBot video Saturday is gonna be for him as well, special drills for playing this equipment. But now let me show you as well that I can do the same things with any kind of rubber. So if you're gonna call chop block, that's fine, okay? But this is how you do with the regular. This is the Hugo Calderano blade, Nimbus Sound, and Action Viga Europe. We'll see. It's very similar, I just have to have more feeling to touch. Start, let me skip. Whoops. To the left, now to the right. Whoops. Up. Remember, I'm trying to absorb the power. Returning a slow ball. Good. Now down. Oops, that's the hardest one. Okay. If I take any paddle that I have here, we're gonna be very similar with inverted rubber, with spinning rubber, we're gonna be similar. What is going to change and the amount of control I have. For this very soft equipment, I have a lot of control because it bounces very nicely. I can feel, I have a good touch, and I can block easily and diminish the power of the ball, which was the objective. A passive block. I call passive block because you are trying to diminish the power. You're playing passively. If I want to play actively, I want to try to keep the speed or even accelerate the speed of the ball. And then I might have to have a different type of equipment because this one is not able to produce too much power. I'm sorry. Oh, different one. So this is a Hurricane 3, one of the most common equipment among the top players. Not the best, because the best equipment doesn't exist. It's a lie. What exists is the best equipment for your style of play. It might be any of this, or not even none of that, a different one. But Hurricane 3, very fast, very tacky rubber. So this is Fortino. It's a very fast blade and very fast also rubber, even boosted. Okay, little different, harder because it requires much more touch to block with this kind of equipment. Good. Okay, this is very hard because it's very fast equipment, very spinny. It takes a while to calibrate your hand. To the left, to the right, to the right. Change the direction of the ball. Okay, it's getting better. Okay, up, 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 down. Okay. You notice I took a while to calibrate my hand because I'm changing equipment, the touch change, I have to adjust my brain, adjust my hand and everything else to block with different kinds of equipment. Okay, once more, I'm trying to absorb the power. If I have a very fast equipment like Hurricane 3 and Fortino, it's gonna be harder to block and absorb the power. To absorb, I need less speed in my equipment. That's why the pips are very effective because you absorb the power. I think the best one, including Luka Mendelovic, is playing with Dr. Neubauer ABS, if I'm not mistaken. So, less power on your blade, easier to absorb the power. Harder, of course, to accelerate the ball. Hurricane, or even the T-bar Nimbus, is harder to control and absorb the power, but easier to accelerate and put pressure over your opponent. That might be a counterattack and different story. What I'm talking about is absorbing the power and diminish the power of the ball and putting some, complicating a little bit the reading for my opponent. If I block with the pips, the opponent might have to read very well what kind of spin has the ball, or he's not going to be able to do the next shot. Change totally the spin when you have the long pips, especially the non-sponge, and those who absorb the power. You can block even short balls. You can have a 70 miles per hour, you can block if you practice, okay? It's harder to manage in the beginning, but it's a very easy style of play in certain levels of play. So in world class level is a different story. I don't see too many players playing this style. Luka Mendelovic, it's the third time I'm mentioning him, but I saw him playing with some world class level, and I was watching his video against Simon Gauzy. There's a lot of complication with the spin, because when you attack, you never know what kind of spin is coming. To the left, there's a little bit to the left, and to the right, and etc, etc, etc. I don't want to get the video too long, and I'm gonna try to put some slow motion for you guys watching, but the best tips I can get for you is right off the bounce. Timing is crucial for blocking the ball. That's the best timing to block. Try to be closer to the table. That's why you're gonna see those players very close, okay? A very good tip, always shift your weight for some direction, okay? And then you're gonna have a better control of the ball. After doing that, after mastering timing and mastering this shifting, to the left is the easiest, up is easier as well, to the right is more complicated, and down is the hardest one. But if you practice, you're gonna master, you're gonna bring a lot of trouble for your opponents. They're gonna get very confusing what kind of spin is coming and also where the ball is coming. If they cannot read, they are in trouble. It's a great style of play in certain levels. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe in our YouTube channel, and support our mission to make the table tennis popular around the world. And I hope very soon table tennis become a major sport, and we're gonna have much more table tennis everywhere. I'm gonna be very happy. This is my mission, my life mission. Make the table tennis more popular around the world. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.